Happy holiday season, fans, converts of the Madman. Episode 5 is brought to you by my debut novel, Chasing the Demon, an adaptation of the first season of the Subject Found audio drama podcast. Join Jared as he chases his childhood demon across the Pacific Northwest. Available in paperback and ebook on Amazon now.
It takes about a month, that's all. Just a month of surveillance, a little bit here, a little bit there. And then I'll have your entire weekly schedule mapped out. Where you go, who you meet up with for drinks at the weekend, the route you drive to and from work, the paths you take when walking a dog, except of course when it's raining and you let him shit in the backyard. God, how you hate it when it rains, knowing that he's going to be a fucker to clean up after. I know who your friends are, your enemies. I know everything. She's a tasty morsel, that one. Too good for the likes of you, by the way. It helps immensely if you know your hunting ground at the back of your hand. Get the maps out, go for a drive, walk every road and path, find those shortcuts through the housing estates and parks. When you can get from one end of town to the other without being seen by any CCTV, you know you got your shit together. There's no point looking around you. I'm not there, and even if I were, you wouldn't know it. That stranger you sense, lurking just out of sight, that's me. I don't need to follow you around constantly. That arouses suspicion. If not from you, then from your friends. Those sentinels of your safety who always have your back. No. Someone would notice. And that's not what I want. That's definitely not what I need. A 2-minute walk down the street, you turn left and I keep going. The following week I'm already waiting for you at the end of the avenue, sat on a bench watching you pass by. A week after that I'm the man you almost bump into coming out of the coffee shop just around the corner from where you work. Most people are completely oblivious to their surroundings. They're too busy rushing to work, to get home, eyes buried in their phones, texting friends, lovers, significant others. They don't notice me. The plumber sat in the van on the corner, the joggler circling around the park, the shopper walking through the centre of town, the vagrant they give some spare change to so they can get that warm fuzzy feeling in that place where their heart used to be. I am 1,000 different souls, one for every possible scenario. I'm a chameleon, blending perfectly into every situation. I could be the person you've been talking to for the last 5 minutes about nothing in particular, and you would be none the wiser. Not me. I see it all the pretty little patterns you weave as you go about your life, the symmetrical spider web of your life, the oh so predictable paths, or more appropriately, shortcuts you take each day. You know, you really shouldn't take them, you know, those shortcuts. They could get you into so much trouble. One step out of the ordinary and you stick out like a vicar in a brothel. Of course, I can't take all the credit for my legwork. You do help me immensely by sharing your daily moments on Fuckbook and Twitter. I know I hate social media, but they're the greatest app for monsters to abuse. Makes my life so much easier. I get to stay in the comfort of my own home and stalk you with my feet up and a brew in my hand. You're all like little clockwork toys, automata. We wind you up and you move through your tasks before shutting down at the end of the day, ready to repeat the routine tomorrow. I'm the psychic. I can see your future as plain as the nose on your face. It's the same as yesterday. It's the same as last week, last month, even last year. You'll bitch and moan to your friends over a beer about it at a weekend, all in agreement that the day in, day out drudge of your life is oh so tedious. If only you could get away from it all, even just for a few hours. So blind to see that even in doing so, you're still talking about it, making those precious hours away from your so-called living hell all the more repetitive. You're a rodent, caught in its wheel, unsure how to escape. You are as monotonous as the daily grind you failed to walk away from. You are the creator of your own living hell, the creator of the order that suffocates you, because you can't stand the chaos. Can't stand anything that could possibly surprise you. You're always the epitome of obsessive-compulsive disorder. Yet, you're too blind to see, or rather you're blinkered, only focusing on making sure that the little penguin ornament you have always faces due south. Time ticks by faster than you think. Before you know it, it's lunchtime, end of shift, the weekend, summer, winter. I could leave you alone for a couple of years, and when I return, there you are, taking the same little route through the same little maze, ringing the same little bell. To get the same shitty piece of cheese you always complain about. Once I know your routine, I know your whole sad and pathetic life. I know what you like, what you hate. I know what pushes your buttons and what makes you docile. I can see the best possible place to pluck you from the tree of life. A succulent fruit ripe for the eating.
Hey fans, thanks for tuning in, dialing in, listening in to the 5th episode of Season 2. I hope you're enjoying the Madman's journey this time around. I absolutely love what Dohai has written, and having Kareem Cronfley bring it to life is just sick, nasty, awesome. If you're enjoying the show, help me create more fiction. Leave a rating and review on your podcatcher, and check out what I've got going on over on Patreon. You get all kinds of stories each and every month, even during the off season. Horror, drama, thriller, sci-fi, dystopic, fiction, and even epic fantasy is coming. There's already an exclusive audio drama for my patrons, but I will be adding a second one in 2019. And I would love you to be part of it. It will be an epic fantasy that is only heard by my patrons. So if you want to enjoy some of that, come on over, patron at any level, and become part of that. All of these proceeds go back into creating audio dramas and getting those books out to the world so that you can enjoy more stories. Can't do it without you, and I do appreciate your support. This season's Madman was written by Dohai. You can find him on Twitter at Dohai666. Madman is Kareem Cronfley himself at Bullshot UK on Twitter. A talented voice actor. And as always, the music and the eerie tones that you got to enjoy in this episode, none other than my friend Raul Vega of Rose Drive Podcast. Make sure you go check out these 3 fine gentlemen and the awesome things that they're putting out into the world. Until you hear from me in the new year, enjoy the rest of your 2018. Stay twisted.